Hey guys, this is Beef. Welcome to another drawing session. This time I'm drawing a character named Ben. He's a funny little robot that I created about 5 years ago. He and another character were going to be part of a comic book series that I was going to start, but I never really got anywhere with it. Still kind of considering to do that again sometime, but I don't know if I will or not. I don't really have a story to go with it. I just have the characters and the setting. But a couple things about this drawing that I did differently from the Ninetales drawing was that I started doing the line work in Adobe Flash instead of Photoshop. The Ninetales one I did completely in Photoshop, and this one I started the line in Flash. So I get a much cleaner line when I work in Flash opposed to Photoshop. Photoshop I always kind of get I wouldn't say it's blurry, but it's not quite as crisp, and I generally just get a smoother output with Flash. So I basically went through and did a quick sketch with the blue lines and then made a more defined, clean overlay with the black. And basically after I finished this up in Flash, I exported it into Photoshop and started doing the coloring. And basically the way I did the coloring in Photoshop was that I would lay down a flat color, grab a soft brush of a darker version of that color and define where the light source is. Then I grab a harder brush of the same dark color and define more of the shadows. And then for the highlights, I would just get a selection tool, the lasso, make a selection, get the dodge tool, and then do a quick brush with the dodge tool and then highlight what needed to be done. And you probably noticed that I had a little bit of a texture there that showed up. Basically, I wanted to add some more detail to the character since it's just his face, and I got online and found a brushed metal texture, and I applied that to certain areas of him, mostly the sides, the brown parts, and then the top dark gray part. I added brushed metal. And just going through here and coloring the bolts, that gold color. And I was cleaning up that texture. See there, you can really see it, but I removed it from the middle part of his face and the bolts and just had it on the sides. And I got to work on the eyes a little more here. No, I had to clean up some more of that brushed metal. Alright, so I got started working on the eyes and just kind of made him gold to add a little more variety, because I wanted a lot of dull colors because he's supposed to be kind of archaic and a medieval robot, but I wanted just some bolder colors to add some variety and make it a little more interesting to look at. And I had the light blue for the eyes, kind of make it look like he's glowing from the inside out. And just kind of gave you a focal point for his eyes. Not really giving pupils, but I wanted to do some sort of light source in the middle of his eyes there. And just the white here, I'm working on the reflection of the light in his lenses. Added some small details to the eyes there. I recolored that line that crossed his eye to a dark blue. And then I didn't like some of those black lines that were crossing his eyes, so I removed some of that. Here I am just finishing up some of these lines. And I went online and decided to search for a rusted metal texture, because that main part of his head, that kind of like pinkish red brown color, I want it to look rusted. So I went online, got that, and I'll apply it. You'll see it here how I apply that in a second. Right here I was just adding the circle to the background just to make it so he wasn't just in the plain background. There's that rusted metal I was telling you about. And I basically just lowered the opacity and made it an overlay, a layer on top. And I added some details for make it look a little like he's worn and torn, and add my signature, and that was it. And I mean, it took me about I'd say an hour and a half to do the whole thing. So I hope you guys like it, and I'll see you guys next episode. Thanks for watching.